All right, so you've narrowed it down. You're moving to the greater Phoenix area, but you're kind of on a budget and you're looking at some of the outskirts of the greater Phoenix area so that you can get more bang for your buck. You're not the only one. Let me tell you, one of the hot spots is Santan Valley. And you're wondering, what exactly is Santan Valley? Why is it different than Queen Creek? How is it different than Queen Creek? What can I really get there? What would it be like to live there? How about eat, sleep, drink? We are going to cover absolutely everything, like what it's like to live in Santan Valley, what you can get for your buck, and what you can expect as far as commute, entertainment, food, restaurants. Well, that would be the same as food, but you get my point. We're going to cover it all right here in this video. Don't go anywhere. It's coming at you right now. Hi guys, Sheryl Willis over at the Real Agent Now group right here in Phoenix, Arizona. And if this is the first time to our channel, you're going to want to tap that little subscribe button and click that little bell so that you are notified each and every time we release a new video. We are getting dozens of calls every single day, and we love it. Look, if you are thinking about moving to the greater Phoenix area and you are really wondering what it would be like to live in Santan Valley and how that correlates with the greater Phoenix area, Southeast Valley, right next door is Queen Creek, and you want to know what it's like to buy there, live there, rent there, how about live, hike, eat, drink, play, shop, everything else that comes with life? How about commute? You're going to want to pick up that phone and you're going to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, days, nights, weekends. We got your back going moving to Phoenix, Arizona. All right, let's get straight to it. Let's take a drive out to Santan Valley. Okay, we're driving, and we're driving. This is a beautiful drive out here. And let me tell you, if you're in no hurry or you're not tired from a long day's work, it is absolutely gorgeous out here. This is the epitome of desert and just feeling that space and less stressful. And it's just gorgeous. Look at this mountain that's directly in front of you, or passing by one of my favorite places to go. I don't care where you live in the valley. Santan Flats. You have got to come back here at some point, whether you buy in Santan Valley or anywhere else. This is cowboy enjoyment. They have live music on the weekends. They have beautiful steaks on tin plates. Yeah, I really said tin plates. It is so much fun, especially if you love country dancing in the dirt. This is the place to go. All right, so let's continue. We're going south, and we're going south. All right, so let's talk about Santan Valley. What exactly is Santan Valley? So the first and foremost thing that's a benefit living in Santan Valley is, number one, lower property taxes. Number two, if you're a landlord, there's no rental taxes, so you don't have to collect tax. If you're a tenant, you don't have to pay rental taxes. So that's a big benefit. Anytime you don't have to pay taxes is good with me. All right, number three, this is kind of weird. There's no franchise tax. All right, it's a fancy word for another tax on garbage, cable, and electricity. So you're going to save a little in each of those buckets. Again, another great thing about living in Santan Valley. And here's the best part. Whether you're a property owner, a resident, or a tenant or owner occupied, lower sales tax. Wow, there's a big benefit. In fact, if you live there and you like to buy a lot of stuff on Amazon, that means everything's cheaper there. It's only 7.2%. So you might pay a little bit more. Got to think about this. You might pay a little bit more on gasoline, and then you're also going to have a little bit more wear and tear in your car. So that's a nice little trade-off though, don't you think? All right, here's one other thing that you have got to know if you buy a home in Santan Valley. So when I bought my home in Queen Creek, this applied to me as well. And then when Queen Creek became like a real city, and they started again creating those government offices and the utility district and all that stuff, also comes what our fire department is called rural metro. So rural metro for the outlying cities that don't have their own services, okay, like fire, police, etc., right? Queen Creek, now that it's big enough and has enough residents, businesses, everything, They have their own. They have their own police, they have their own fire, they have their own city offices, etc. Santan Valley still does not. So if you're a homeowner or a property owner of anything in Santan Valley, your fire services will be provided by a company called Rural Metro. Now, what does this mean? It means as the property owner, you have a choice to pay a bill of about $1,200 a year, or you can opt to not pay it. And what exactly does that mean? It means fire services to your home. If you do not pay the Rural Metro bill proactively and you have a fire at your home and you call 911, we have a fire, and they come out and they do whatever it is that they need to do, you will receive a bill, a very large bill, a very, very, very big bill. But if you pay that annual fee, then you can call 911 all you want. Not that we want you to call 911 all you want, but you know what I'm saying. When you call 911, that's already covered in your services. So I'll be honest with you, that kind of sucks. But that's what happens when you are moving into a town that is still growing into a city. And let me tell you, the boundaries keep changing as each city is annexing different areas. And this is going to happen on the north border with Quinn Creek and the south border with Florence. So you're going to see boundary lines change all of the time until it kind of grows up. And as you can see in the map, it was a very large area and such a small area that's already been developed. Let's talk about what kind of homes you can buy in the Santan Valley. So as you can see here, these are great starter homes, or if you are looking for retirement, these are great neighborhoods where you can get a big bang for your dollar. These particular communities were built in the early 2000s, so they're about 20 years old. You're going to currently see anyways, homes that are in need of new air conditioning units and new roof. We actually don't place new roofs. So let's talk about that for just a moment. So out here, any home that was built in the 90s or newer have tile roofs. When we say new roof, we don't mean all new tile and everything. What we are referring to is the underlayment paper. So in Arizona, you got the wood, then you got the underlayment paper, and then you got the tile. And as the water hits the tile, it just flows right on out. You're going to want to add gutters. I would at least recommend that, or you're going to want to make sure at the very least that the water runs away from the house. That's the most destroying. Don't let water get near your home or your foundation. I just got to say, water kills, ruins everything. All right. So for some reason, no builders put gutters on. Great investment. Number two, you're going to want to replace your underlayment paper about every 20 to 22 years. Well, I shouldn't say it that way. If the home was built in 2000, you're due for a new roof. What that means is they're going to stack the tiles on top of each other, and then they're going to tear up everything that's left. It's most likely dust. The underlayment paper that the builders used back in 2000 was not very technology inclined. I don't even know if that's the right word. It wasn't manufactured to last more than 20 years. Now, since then, they have come out with some really thick, quality, long-lasting underlayment paper. So the one that you're going to be removing is literally dust right now. And what happens is with our monsoons, or of course, the intense heat, it will actually bake those tiles. They could crack, they could move, and then through wind, it could also be lifted. If the tiles are moved out of place and the water, and you know water finds crevices that you can't even just see, if that water gets underneath the tile and it gets through that paper that now has turned to dust, that's when you have extensive water damage. So what you're going to do, like I said, is you're going to move the tile, you're going to dust out all the stuff that's there. You're going to relay new underlayment paper, and there are 20, 30, and 40-year paper. Let me tell you, I just did mine a few years ago, and I'm pretty sure my roof's going to outlive me because I got the 40-year paper. Yes, I'd like to say I would still have 40 more years, but who knows? Anyways, so you can make, and I would highly recommend you make that investment. It's not that much money if you're going to go ahead and do it. And if you work with the right contractors, you're going to get a great quality You're going to make sure there's no nails left on the ground. They're going to replace all the tiles that are broken, chipped, or misplaced. And it's going to be an easy 2 to 3 day experience. We can help you with contractors, but all I'm saying is if you're going to buy in the Santan Valley area and you go to the older homes, which you can still get single family homes for under $400,000 in this area, maybe not for long, but right now they're just under that 400 for like a basic 3-bedroom, 2-bath, maybe 12 or 1300 square feet. It's still possible. That's a big plus. All right. Chances are you're going to probably have to put in a new roof and a new AC. Now, if you're in an area that's a little bit higher price point and was even a higher price point back in the day when it was originally sold, you're going to see homeowners that potentially had additional money that probably made these investments already in the home, but it's definitely something you're going to want to look at if you're buying a home that's about 20 years old, whether it be in Santan Valley or anywhere else. Here's the thing, you kind of have to remember this though. If people are buying out in the Santan Valley area, they're probably going the extra commute to qualify. We actually call it commute to qualify. So usually people that are buying in this area, they are trying to be a little bit more savvy with their dollar, stretch their dollar a little bit further. Rarely does somebody buy in the Santan Valley area because they like being in the more rural area. They are probably buying in this area to save a little bit of money. So when I say that, just know that it's pretty hard. Even I remember when I had to write that check for $12,000. Again, I didn't mind a few years ago, but I had to write that check, $12,000. Like that was no fun. And people don't tend to follow the basic philosophy. 1% of the purchase price. So let's just say 400,000. 1% is about how much every single year you should be putting back in your home. Now, does that mean you just buy new furniture? No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is you want to put 1% back into your home as far as maybe updating. How about just your smoke detectors? People forget about that. Let me tell you, they only last about 7 or 8 years. So maybe redo all your smoke detectors. Or how about LED lights? I just recently changed out all my LED lights. It was a couple $1,000s. How about a new AC? You know, new ACs. I thought that even though my older AC worked, that I was still doing okay. I had a home warranty and it paid for repair or replace. Well, let me tell you, it got to the point where I was tired of calling them to repair it, and only having one out of my 2 working. So I have a 2-story. So I have one AC for my downstairs and one AC for my upstairs. And I have an office upstairs. So if my AC upstairs went out, no fun to work. I was working in my kitchen. Or if my AC on the downstairs went out, that was no fun to watch TV and cook because I didn't have AC downstairs. You see my point? It's no fun when your AC doesn't work and it's the middle of the summer. By the way, we do run our AC more than just the summer. We just get so used to living in very controlled temperatures. I can't remember the last time I opened a window in my house. I know a lot of people do, but I don't. I just want my house to be comfortable all year long. And that changes, by the way. In the summer, I have my house set at 78. And in the winter, I have my house set at 72. And somehow it works. But back to the AC. I thought my old AC was just fine. I was paying an average of $200 every single month. If you are with SRP, which is one of the local, it's one of the largest electrical companies, which is also down in Santan Valley. And so I pay the same amount of money every single month. So my home, 2,500 square feet, 2-story, and just a single person living here. And I would say my temperature is moderate because again, every house, when people ask, what are the utilities like? It depends on the house. How about the shade tree? Do you have a sun shades? Or what temperature do you keep it at? Do you like to wear winter clothes in the winter? Do you like to wear tank tops in the summer? Like there's too many variables. Do I have enough, what's it called? Insulation in my attic? You know, just all these different things. So to have a consistent, you know, like this is exactly what your utilities are going to be like. It's very different. But my point is I was paying the same amount of money every single month at $200 a month for my AC. So I didn't have these shocker summer bills. Anyways, I do get to see, in fact, I'm going to pull it out right now. All right, here it is. Oh, this is this year. Well, that's not going to help you out because I only have January. Oh, wait, yeah, you can see it. All right, here's my SRP bill. Notice my bill right now. I'll explain this in a minute. But do you see the clear boxes? The clear boxes is what I was spending on my electrical bill. Did I say that right? Yes. Before I got a new AC. Last June, when I got tired of calling my home warranty out here, look at how much it dropped. Look at that. Half, less than half. And then when I wasn't using it as much, it still dipped down. And we had a warm November, so I guess I used a little bit more there. But you see my point? It went down significantly. Well, what happened was the $200 a month, I didn't change my monthly payment. And so I have this ginormous credit. Can I see that? $1,100. That's what a new air conditioning does for you, just to let you know. So I would highly recommend if you're buying in Santan Valley and you're buying a home in the early 2000s, you want to budget this if the home hasn't already had a new roof, depending on if it's a single level or a two-story. I would budget in anywhere from 12 to 18,000. And if you an AC unit, I got the I don't even remember what it's called, what I got, but it's not just an on-off one. Anyways, they're going to be anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000 per unit. If you have a two-story or a home over like 2,300 square feet, you're going to have two units also, even on a single level. For the most part, you want to have 1 ton of AC for every 400 to 500 square feet, and you want to round up, not down, right? I got 3-ton units. You don't want to you cut yourself short because then it's going to be working just as hard and you're going to have a high energy bill. All right. Not that that has anything to do with Santan Valley. That's just Arizona as a whole. All right. But I was just giving you the details. All right. Here's some more beautiful neighborhoods. When you're driving through, if you come onto town, first of all, you better give us a call. I mean it. If you're thinking about moving to the greater Phoenix area, I don't even care if it's a year or 2 year away, and maybe you're coming out for vacation, or maybe you just want to talk on the phone. We do Zoom calls, by the way, and we get to know all our potential clients in person, online. And let me tell you, it saves everyone so much time, headache, money. I can't even tell you. It's so awesome. But you better call, whether it's a year or 2 year in advance. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I want to talk to you even a year or two beforehand. Or again, if you're coming out for vacay, let me know. We'll meet up. I'll give you what we call a self-guided tour. And we're going to show you not just what you're seeing. Like right now, if you're driving around, especially in the Santan Valley, here's what you're doing. You're looking at all the homes that are online. So you're missing all the stuff that isn't online, right? We have the lowest inventory that we have ever had. It's insane. So there are some communities that you're not seeing on Realtor.com or Zillow or whatever, right? So you don't even know to go there. You also don't know where the locals go. Like, where do you go to get your groceries? Is there a Costco here if I want to go have a nice fresh brewski? As my friend Jackson would always say, like, you don't know where to go. So if you give us a call, we'll give you, again, a self-guided tour customized just for you and what you like and need, so that when you're out here visiting and you're checking out Santan Valley, you know exactly where to go. Because here's another thing. You're going to go to every single new construction because that's all you're going to see out there. And you're going to see massive amounts of construction everywhere. Dirt and flags, that's what it is when new construction. First of all, they're going to tell you there's a very, very long waiting list. Some of them have so many people on their waiting list, they're not even adding new names to the waiting list. So that's when you got to give us a call, because you know what? We pop in, we know all the sales execs, we know the builders directly. And when a buyer falls out of contract for whatever reason, they give us a call and they go, hey, Sheryl, we have a home, this home's this spec, this color, this location, this is the price. Do you have a buyer? Yes, I do. So you're going to want to connect with us, because I know when you first get here, you're just tempted to do that. Because if you go and register at the builder without us, we can't help you. So you're going to want to register with us before you even land on Arizona ground, and we'll make sure that we are with you and we'll get you all set up so that we can get you to the front of the line. Because like I said, if you're driving around aimlessly, if you're watching this from your hotel room while you're in Arizona already, it's too late. I'm just kidding. You can give us a call. We can still help you out. But the point is you're going to start driving around and you're going to see massive amounts of building. And you're like, oh, Sheryl doesn't even know what she's talking about. There's all these homes. Not one single builder has one single home available. And when you do get in at the front, whatever that purchase contract price will be, it's about a 9 to 12, even 15-month build time. And here's the bad news. Builders have declined the amount of building permits for 2022 because they need to catch up on all the ones that they haven't been able to close due to supply chain issues and labor issues. There was a recent person that I ran into at the grocery store, not my client, but I heard them kind of talking and I was like, did you just buy a new build in Santan? I was out there, obviously doing this wonderful video for you all. And she was like, yeah, I had to close on my house without a kitchen appliances. She's like, I went and bought a cheap microwave at Walmart, and that's what me and the kids are cooking on. Well, that's no fun. Right? You're already paying a mortgage payment and you don't have your kitchen appliances. That doesn't help when you have agent representation, just to let you know. And it doesn't cost you as the buyer anything. All right. So now that you know a little bit more about what's going on in Santan, let's talk about the amenities in the community. First of all, there is one hospital. That would be Banner Ironwood. That's something before you move here too, you should look into insurance and see what if you have a current employer that you're going to be transferring out here, which by the way, if you are a virtual employee where you're at, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can move out of state. So part of qualifying for your loan, whether it's a new build or a resale, is you have to notify your employer and they'll have to provide a document, a letter that states you are authorized or approved to bring your job to Arizona. I think a lot of people are quite surprised. You may be virtual where you're at. They may even tell you that you're permanently virtual where you're at, but you need their permission to be virtual from Arizona. So there's a little tip and trick there for you before you invest any time, money, or dreams to move out here. You're going to want to make sure you get that cleared with your employer first. But aside from that, so again, we have one main medical facility. That's the Banner Ironwood. So check out the insurance policies that are out here. It's not quite the same as other states. I know my family's from California. They have Kaiser. We do not have Kaiser out here. Despite what some people say about some of the state programs for, like myself, I'm a 1099 employee. Some of the things that are available to me, I have choices between United Healthcare, I have Cigna, Blue Cross Blue Shield. There's a lot out here now. There was a little bit of a hiccup with the Obamacare, but that was a long time ago. And there's great, I mean great medical care, and it's rather inexpensive when you compare it to any other larger, not larger, even just large metropolitan areas. Our healthcare system here in Arizona is fantastic. Do you think we would have as many seniors living here if we didn't? So I have to say, one of the things I remember when I was growing up too, there was like the emergency room was in the hospital. Now there's emergency rooms everywhere, right? And then there's urgent care clinics. And then there's, I mean, it's just insane. But there's not as many choices in the Santan Valley area, although they have some local dentists. I didn't see a whole lot of doctor's offices, but they do have hospital care, and you'll probably be driving up to Queen Creek for doctor's offices, pediatric care, and things like that until Santan Valley gets a little bit bigger. Right now, there's about 120,000 people that live in Santan Valley. And I know you're probably thinking, what? That's a small town? Yeah, usually a town of 120,000 has a lot more amenities, but here's what I found out. It was interesting. So every city has a general plan. And so they obviously they have it zoned in certain ways. And so they have a pretty good grasp on how many people live there and what their current general plan will allow. Most of Santan Valley is only going to be for housing. It purposely is going to be predominantly a housing community. There is one builder out there right now that has proposed this whole hotel, apartment, restaurant, shopping, open area, and then also have single family homes, like 50 acres of single family homes, and then have a lake community. Like, it's a great idea, but it really doesn't match a lot with what Santan Valley has been trying to do. Not that, because I think Santan Valley, I think they would like to see this, but here's the caveat. The improvement, what is it called? The impact fees for builders are more expensive in Santan Valley. Again, because Santan Valley wasn't planning on having these kind of communities being built. So I'm not so sure the developer is going to be going into Santan Valley. That part would be cheaper if they did it in Queen Creek, even though Queen Creek has higher sales tax and other taxes. From a builder perspective, those impact fees can be rather significant. So other than that type of growth coming to Santan Valley, you're probably going to have to stick with, there's a Fry's grocery store, there's Walmart, there are a bunch of small, in fact, you're going to laugh, I actually counted them. There's 23 restaurants in Santan Valley. Yeah, I really said it, 23. But when you look at the map, you can just pop up to Queen Creek and you'll have a massive variety, right? You're going to have shopping, entertainment, you're going to have festivals, you're going to have events, you're going to have bars, you're going to have country dancing, you're going to have boutiques, you're going to have hair, you're going to have all the things you need in Queen Creek. It's just a hop and a skip it away. Now, Florence is even more, less, updated. It's a really small town that has even fewer amenities. So everything you're going to be needing if you live in Santan Valley is going to you're going to be heading north up into the Queen Creek area. But some of the cute, like aside from the big, and I shouldn't even say big because there's not even a McDonald's in Santan Valley. That sucks. Let me tell you, my cheat day, I shouldn't say day, month, once a month I get one fast food cheat day, and I kind of like cheeseburgers, occasionally a Big Mac, and McDonald's fries. They can't be beat. I'm just saying, that's my fave. But the kind of restaurants that you can get in Santan Valley are cute little mom and pop shop. I mean, really tiny little mom and pop shop. Like there's a couple of boba stores that are just so cute. I love it. There's a little bistro kind of a thing. And then there's a cafe. Oh, and there's an ice cream shop. Like it is really nice going back in time. That's what I feel like. I'm going back in time in Santan Valley. You see, the high school, they have a car wash because they're raising money. They even have at the Santan Valley Veterans Center, I think it's kind of like a community center. They have bingo once a week. That's on Sunday nights. I think that sounds like fun, right? And once a month, this is the big thing. Everybody comes out. They have a food truck night. Yeah. So you get to bring all these different, culinary, of course, weather dictates how many people are going to be there. But let me tell you, from October until even May or June, because it's in the evening, it's like 5 to 9. Like I said, once a month, I think it's a Wednesday. Everybody comes out. I'm telling you, it's the cutest little town attached to a big town. And honestly, 120,000 people, that's not little, right? And I have to tell you, one of my most favorite parts of Santan Valley is being right up against, and I mean in close proximity, and seeing these gorgeous views of the Santan Mountain Regional Park. To me, this is just absolutely gorgeous. Being able to see while you're driving through the entire town, most streets, you can see it either from your front yard or your backyard. And the cool thing is in 2022, this whole year, it's like a 10-month project. They're going to be adding even more trails because that actually has to be kind of excavated, right? And they don't want to disrupt wildlife. They're going to be adding picnic areas. There's going to be a whole new camping area for super fun. Like, oh my gosh, Mom and Dad, you just have to go down the road and go camping overnight. And you want to talk about stargazing? We are talking no light pollution out here. There is so little light that when dusk falls, it goes black like that. And let me tell you, if you're a stargazer, you better get ready for some of the most incredible evenings and seeing like all the stars. You can see the galaxies. It's pretty darn fun and it's great for the kids. So I'm telling you, Santan Valley is a place to consider if you are thinking about stretching your dollar more. You can still get really, really big homes for under $600,000. You can get moderate homes under $500,000, and you can get starter homes just under the $400,000 price point in Santan Valley. And that is in 2022. So don't hesitate. If you are thinking about moving to the greater Phoenix area and you're considering the Santan Valley area, you need to pick up that phone right now. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back when moving to Phoenix, Arizona. Until next time, see you soon. Bye.